The Southerners have wrongly claimed that the states of our great republic have the right to secede. The Eastern Theater is the very heart of this struggle. Confederate forces are entrenched in their positions, but we must not waver. We need march to the capital of this rebellion in Richmond and crush the uprising. You command 2 small armies along the Potomac River. The Confederate capital of Richmond is heavily guarded, but it is supplied by a vulnerable base in Petersburg. Once Petersburg is captured, Richmond will fall shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I wonder who that is. All right, let's move the music down. We're gonna do Union Confederate themes and play that way. Okay, so here's the political map. We actually have a little foothold on the peninsula, which is fun. There's a fort down here. Can we actually recruit units? We're cut off because we're too far away. Is it because we're out of supply? No. Oh, there's a little supply area. So if we actually get supply fed through the water, we can actually recruit at Fort Monroe. So what I'm gonna do is move our Baltimore Guard down to DC, then take the DC Guard, move them down, and we're going to have them create the waterway there. A supply zone on the waterway. If we build a supply cache there, we can feed supply into Fort Monroe and build up a Peninsula army, and then we can do a Peninsula invasion, so that'll be fun. Then, over here, we've got one army who's out of supply. We know the enemy's going to come up to Bull Run, where we want to intercept them. I can bring up a second army. I think I'll have the Department of Pennsylvania move up, and we'll go overkill on them and just try to wipe that army out. Do we have any other armies? We have one. We have the PA National Guard, which we'll mobilize down south. We can take our main army. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do any recruitment until we get railroads. Okay, so we need railroads now. In 4 turns, we'll get them, and then we'll start recruitment. We will order a reserve corps or cavalry corps. We'll get the reserve corps in. A policy. We've already picked our policy, so that's good. We have no influence. We have money and manpower. What we want to do is use this money to just start building up our objectives. So you can click this button here, and if you click objective, you upgrade the city, and you're going to generate more money. So we're going to do it to the rearmost objectives, because there's a lower chance of losing them. So in the rearmost area, we have York, which we'll want to upgrade. Oh, we need influence for that. We need influence. So that 1,500 could really just be spent on buffing up a few... We'll just get a little bit of militia. Nothing major. Right, okay, good. And then with our remaining cash, we'll just get weapons. We can't get a Sharps rifle. What else can we get? We can get rifles. 800, so we get 1 rifle. Who do we want to give that to? Not the Zouaves. This guy probably needs a rifle. Let's give 1 here. And then we'll save our manpower for the losses that we're going to take in this battle. So I think that's it for the turn. Let's see what the enemy does. We're not going to intercept this one, because this is the smaller corps. So we're going to not intercept that one. We are going to intercept this one when we can. We're going to attack that. All right, good. So Lincoln's call for troops. We have a 50% chance of draft riots if we ask for more. We don't need that many troops. So let's go with a 10% chance for draft riots and go with 5,000 manpower. So we didn't get the draft riots, I don't believe. We do have the Copperheads. We can support habeas corpus suspension, lose our political influence, which we don't want to do. I'd rather gain the political influence and lose the enthusiasm to support freedom of speech and not do what Lincoln historically did. I want to gain the political influence because then we can invest that in building up the infrastructure in the back. And our war enthusiasm is still high, and we're going to win a battle. So now what we're going to do, the Army of the Potomac is going to attack at Bull Run. There we go, Battle of Manassas. We can add reinforcements. We can tell the National Guard to arrive in the battle, but I don't think we need them. Should we? Oh, they're already locked in. Okay, well, National Guard will come in if we need it, and we will fight the Battle of Manassas. Okay, and because this battle is huge, I think it generated the big Manassas battlefield. So this isn't the historical first Manassas. This is a huge one because we concentrated all of our armies. So if the battles are larger, it's going to pick a larger battlefield to play on. Okay, so the enemy's got 2 positions, one on the left and one on the right. We'll probably want to knock out this position on the left and then swing over to the right. We've got a ton of troops as well.
Volunteer cavalry.
So we got our cavalry we can position on the flank. I don't think we can deploy over here. Yeah, that's for reinforcements, but we don't have any right now.
12-pounder Napoleon.
We have lots of cannons, which is good. We could position some artillery just in a static position, but I don't think we need to.
Zouaves.
Zouaves, infantry. Lots of units here. We've got a big stack.
Skirmish detachment.
Skirmishers. We got 2 skirmishers. Actually move them here so that they can
Skirmish
run through the hill.
detachment.
Or sorry, through the forest because they're rugged. So those troops can actually get through the forest because they're rugged there.
Volunteers.
Volunteers. And then we've got a small set there. And we're going to tell them to cross and ford that river.
State militia. It shall be done, General.
Okay, so we're going to start fording there. And moving there.
Zouaves.
These troops will move forward. We want to... Does this button work? Technically, yes. Okay, yeah, that draws a custom path.
Volunteers.
There we go.
Volunteers.
All right, I think that's my position I want to do.
Of course, General.
We're going to fast forward. And the turn's already done. Nice and quick turns, right? It's on single player, you can use the fast forward button and get right through the turns nice and quick. So there's no waiting around, which is really nice. So you can get right to the action. Okay, enemy is coming over this bridge. We can see them marching their troops over. They also have troops coming down here and lots of cavalry, it seems. Lots and lots of cavalry and some troops all the way in the reserve there. So I'm going to form a defensive line on the hill, but then attack their position there. So
Zouaves.
let's form up kind of facing that way. Move the artillery up.
12-pounder Napoleon.
And then we'll get the artillery kind of spread there. And then we're going to run up on this hill and use the hill to fire down on their position. Get the state militia in the back. And these guys are bogged down in the river. You can see the broken wheel. So that means next turn I can order them.
On my way.
Good. Okay, we're going to form up our
12-pounder
batteries.
Napoleon.
Move him up. Form the battery.
12-pounder Napoleon.
Get this guy up. Form line. Get these troops moving across the forest.
Volunteers.
There we go. And then we can start taking up positions on the hill.
State militia.
Even my cavalry could dismount and fire from the hill. The artillery will form up. We'll get
Skirmish
our
detachment.
skirmish detachments. Will go in open order. So they're kind of spread out, like skirmishers do.
State militia.
And that should be it. Let's see what the
Yes,
enemy
General.
does. They are going to move their artillery up pretty close to us, which is a little dangerous. They're going to move up their infantry in line. I think this is just mostly deployment, so we'll fast forward. Yeah, not much going on here. Just both sides forming up. There we go. All right, let's form line,
Volunteers.
and we can start firing onto them already, which is great.
12-pounder
Artillery,
howitzers.
our artillery can hit their artillery there. This one can shoot forward, jump up. We've got rifles. We can hit their artillery again.
Skirmish
Move
detachment.
forward and shoot. Deploy into line and shoot. So we've got all of our artillery firing. The skirmishers are firing. And if you're confused how this is going so fast, it's a lot of hotkeys. I know a lot of hotkeys. So like to form line, you just tap
Volunteers.
1 and your guys are in line. You tap F and they can shoot. So 1 and F, you can instantly get them. And Control Z is to undo an order. So watch this. Form line,
Volunteers.
shoot, undo the order. Form line, shoot. So that's how you can use hotkeys to be nice and quick.
Zouaves.
We'll start forming up. And then we've got kind of a column moving through the forest on the flank. And how are the graphics are all set up correctly, right? Shadows. Okay, yeah.
Volunteer cavalry.
So there's no easy way to get through this crack here. The infantry in column
Volunteer
can actually
cavalry.
slip through the crack. But the cavalry
Volunteer
can't, so
cavalry.
they're going to have to go through... They're going to have to wait, probably. Yeah, I'll just have them wait. Did anyone else... I guess we could
Volunteer
dismount these
cavalry.
troops. Like so.
12-pounder howitzers.
Move them in the rear. Let's form the reserve. And I think that's it. Let's see what the enemy does. They're going to fire with their artillery. Let's see if we get hit. Ouch. That really hurts. We're in columns. They hit me right as I'm in column. We are going to form line, though. And we should start firing down onto their skirmishers. Let's see. Right now. There we go. We hurt the skirmishers. They're moving up. Fire again. Right down onto them. Fire with the artillery. Suppress their artillery. They're moving up in this position here. We should open up on them. The artillery fires. Moving up the infantry here. This infantry should hit these guys in the rear. That's going to be a really brutal shot. Ready. And fire. There we go. These guys now move up. And fire. Did we miss? No, we got him. Good. Sometimes the shots take a while if the enemy is doing stuff over here. Notice, look, they're moving around. So sometimes it needs to wait for those orders to go through. All right, we are going to fire down from the hill. Ready, and fire. There we go. And now we've got the enemy kind of approaching us on the right here, so we have to be careful. We'll fast forward through the rest of it. Alrighty, so we are going to use the artillery to just knock them out. We will fire, and then go into reserve, and then tell the artillery to now fire. Fire there, form line. Form line and shoot. Move up, move into reserve. Have the artillery, or the cavalry rather, in reserve. And then, do these guys shoot? No. Did we do anything on the hill yet? I think we have a couple guys we can get to shoot. Let's move up the cavalry. And we could go on fire at will, just in case the enemy moves up. Or we could undo the order, move into the front line here, and tell these guys to fire, which I think is probably the smarter thing to do. So we've got a good hill position, good center, and we've got a good right. We just have a lot of troops. So the AI is going to struggle here because they just don't have enough men to fight this kind of army. So let's see what they do. They're going to hit us again with the artillery, most likely. There it is. We're going to hit them back with our artillery, though. They're actually going to try to cross the river to run up and fight us on the hill. We're going to shoot down, knock out the artillery battery. Infantry's going to fire. Actually going to fall back because we already knocked out the artillery. So the target is already dead. Fired onto the infantry, suppressed them. We're doing some good. We've got some good firepower on the center here. Another shot. We might knock them out this turn. Yep, the artillery knocked them out. You can see all of the troops running and the dead that they left behind. We got troops on the right flank now, getting ready to engage the secondary Confederate corps with reinforcements right behind them, too. We're about halfway through the day of battle. I think we can finish this in one day, though. I think we can win this in one day. We are going to advance on the right and damage the cavalry. And we should be able to mop this up fairly quickly. We're going to fire once. We're going to fire twice. And then we're going to charge down the hill and finish them off if they're not dead by then. Use the artillery to shoot the enemy stuck in the water. Hit them again. And then run up and shoot them again. And then our infantry on the right, we're going to form up. Go on fire at will. Exchange volleys. Move up the Zouaves and fire onto the hill. And then with our position here, it's a little precarious. We need to form line and start shooting. Space out. Go on fire at will. Form line and shoot again. And let's start getting the cavalry through. What else do we need to do? We've got infantry that we can start weaving through. Howitzers can go on fire at will mode, and I think we're good to go. Let's see. So we're firing down. Have you looked into the multiplayer campaign bugs? We actually did, yeah. Multiplayer campaign should be a lot more stable with this update. We've got some volleys being exchanged on the right here. Might be dangerous for us. We'll see what happens. We charge them into the river. So we're fighting in the water right now. We're going to wipe them out by the end of the turn. Hitting the enemy in the river. They should be wiped out soon too. We're going to walk straight up to point blank range, and we're going to fire, hit them one more time. Ready, and shoot. Good. And they've got only 1 HP left with this breakable trait, and that means there's going to be a rout, and they're going to die off at the end of the turn. So this unit is gone. We've got a nice battle line forming up right here, which is pretty cool looking. And we're exchanging volleys with the enemy now. Should be able to fire with our Zouaves as well. Ready, and let's shoot, guys. Come on. There we go. Got the volley off. And we took out their cavalry. That's good. All right, we're doing fairly well right now. Let's mop up the rest of these units here. Take out the cavalry, wipe those guys out. Turn and shoot. Those guys will be gone. The whole left flank is secure. Now we've got this kind of line battle forming up. We're going to exchange some volleys. Just firing back and forth. I think we'll win that. There we go. And we can actually fire over our troops' heads, which is really cool. Even though we don't have rifles, we've got the range. See the angle there? We actually fire right over their heads. So we're going to grab them and shoot. We'll walk into the river, move these guys up. We can take pot shots at the cavalry because we have rifles. So you can notice we can fire 1, 2 tiles. So we'll try that. And then we'll get the reinforcements moving up. And I think that should be it. See what the enemy does. We are doing stuff on the left flank first. They're going to fire into us. Some of our line's breaking. About half the line's breaking there. All right, we are going to fire. Got a couple hits on the cavalry. Artillery's firing, though, and that gets the real hits. And then we're going to move this infantry up, and we should get even more shots on that cavalry. Ready, and fire. Or I didn't tell them to fire. I think I told them to just move up. And there's no enemy in range. All right, that's a shame, but that's okay. How's the right flank doing? We've got just a basic line battle going on with a lot of reinforcements in the rear, though. And those guys are all forming lines, so we just have to knock them out next. So they've got one unit left that is holding its ground. So with one more shot, that unit is gone. Then we can take care of that unit and then hit it twice. And then we've got more infantry that we've got to deal with up there. We're going to move into reserve, move up and start getting side shots off on them. Get this cavalry moving up. Let's put the cavalry in reserve. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 movements, yep. We'll swivel the artillery and maybe go on fire at will. And with this infantry, this is all like pretty much dealt with. I'll pack up the artillery and put them into limbered mode and start shifting them over. We knock them out on the hill, exchange some volleys. Enemies reorganizing their line. All right, they're down to 54%, so they're pretty low. Move up and shoot. Shoot the militia. Move onto the hill and fire. Move into reserve and then charge out of reserve into the enemy. Move up and go into an attack column. Attack column. Spin the artillery around. Knock out the cavalry. Start moving. Start shifting everything over. Good, and we'll see what happens. So we are going to do what? We're going to move up. We're going to fire. They're actually going to run away, and we're going to hit them in the back as they run, or a side hit, which is pretty good. All right, we got a side hit on this enemy here. Moving up on the hill. And we're going to fire on the militia, I assume. I'll actually hit those troops back there. Move up the cavalry, and the cavalry is going to charge off the hill. Ready, and charge. Bang, sent a bunch of the militia running. Perfect. Move up our infantry. There we go. And they're just kind of feeding troops in between these forests. They're at 50% remaining, so we have to clean up 50% before the end of the day. I'm just going to go in for charges. I'm going to just charge the Confederate line. I think we can do that. Turn around and shoot the cavalry. Form up and shoot the cav. Move forward. Shoot the cavalry. Move up. Fire at will. Move up. The artillery needs to move up as well. Getting all the artillery moved up here. We got a lot of troops kind of slowly making their way up. Let's see what the enemy does. We're charging them as they're shooting us, but I think we got the charge off first. Bang, there we go. Oh, they hit it. They shot us while we charged in. Okay. They did shoot into the melee and wipe their units out by accident, so that's good for us. They are firing down with artillery, though, and suppressing our troops. We're going to hit the cavalry that's exposed. Cavalry runs up, and we should be able to knock out the cavalry pretty soon. They're now at 36%. We're about to wipe them out. We're stuck in this river, though. We're going to shoot them, charge the cavalry, or charge the artillery, rather. Shoot the cav, move up, charge, move forward, move forward, move forward. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Shooting, charging. I'm just wiping out the rest of their troops because they don't really pose a challenge. We're going to do more charges. Moving forward. There we go. They're at 27%. I should be able to finish them off with this order. All right, they're at 23%. We won it at 73 against 21%, so that's pretty good. Only one unit lost, which is our cavalry. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, not a bad first bull run. Took 11,000 casualties. They took 22,000. They recovered some of their troops there. And we both have a similar amount of troops remaining after that. On the harder difficulty, the enemy starts off with good hospital policies. Yeah. And we can actually see it marks on the battlefield, Battle of Manassas, Union were victorious against the Confederates there. So it will mark that battle in history, which is cool. And our units are a little damaged from that battle, but they're going to replenish over time. I don't want to start recruiting yet until I get my railroads. There's a little bug here, and it says scouting and recon. This is what the enemy is doing. It's actually telling you what the enemy's researching, not what you're researching. So the enemy's getting scouting and recon right now. We want to get mobile warfare, probably. Unless, well, attrition warfare. Would you guys rather see mobile warfare, which is more about rapid movements, or attrition warfare where we deal tons of damage and get lots of bodies, lots of manpower? The mobile warfare we could pull off like encirclements, and attrition warfare we could throw out a lot of bodies at them. So I'm not sure what you guys prefer to see for our doctrine. We can select that next. All right, let's move on to this tile here. If I were to build a depot, so you get supply now moving through the water lanes, can this guy recruit? Or is he still cut off through the water? He can recruit now, so we can actually bring troops into the peninsula, which is pretty cool. A lot of people are saying mobile, 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 attrition. A lot of people are saying mobile. Okay, we'll go mobile. There we go. We can move these troops up forward. Should we fall back at all from Manassas? Army of Northern Virginia is there. I might fall back from Manassas and hold Ball's Bluff.
Yes, General.
Up there. And then we're going to move the Department of Pennsylvania
Yes,
out.
General.
And I'm going to start getting ready to fight through the valley and get a supply depot there. So you can see we get supply now through. But these armies are still close to each other to support each other. And we did some good damage there. You can see they lost 3 bars. We only lost 2 bars. Let's see. Anything else? I think that's it for the turn. We have a lot of political influence, so we can actually use the rest of our money to upgrade our HQs. We've been wanting, like, York here. We can upgrade that, and that's going to produce more money for us. We can also do that to Baltimore. We have... How much do we need? Oh, that's already a level 2? Okay. That's already a level 2. So why don't we go to... DC is pretty strong. It's got a level 7 fort, so I don't mind upgrading that. I can't afford to upgrade it. Why? Oh, I need money. I have barely any money. We could actually request extra funds like that. And then can we do it? We can. There we go. And I don't think I have enough for Harper's Ferry. Oh, we do. There we go. All right, we'll get 3 objective upgrades. So this turn, we were making 2,000. Let's see how much we make next turn. If the enemy decides to go up... Oh, they're attacking me where? At Harper's Ferry. With... How many units? No reinforcements. Only with, what, cavalry? We should be able to win that. I will fight it, I suppose. I think there's only cavalry that they're attacking with, though. It's like a little skirmish force. So I should be able to win this battle fairly quickly. What do they got? Well, they got a little more than that. They've got some skirmishers and some cavalry. Thing is, my infantry is beat up from that previous battle.
Volunteers.
We don't have enough time to regenerate our forces.
Skirmish detachment.
So we're going to play a little defensively here. Move up onto the hill, move our infantry up,
Volunteers.
and let's see what they do. Let's get up on this hill here. We'll move up. We're just going to defend the artillery. I think we're just going to form up around the artillery and defend it.
Volunteers.
Like that. See, we're just forming kind of a defensive ring.
Breaking out.
And then get everybody forming into lines.
Volunteers.
These 2 units I'm going to put into skirmish formations because look how bloody they are. I'm going to kind of space them out. And then get this into a line. Good. We'll turn and then shoot at their cavalry. Move into the forest and fire. And we'll start going to the forest. I think that's okay. Let's see what they do. We're going to fire, return. And with their cavalry, we're going to fire at them. Moving into the forest. They're sending some troops around to go flank. They're going to move up and form line. Yep, they're going to do that. We got a nice hit on the cavalry on the front. And we should be able to get a shot off. Or are we going to run up, actually? I don't think we're going to get a shot off, though. Enemy is moving on the flank to the right. And then these troops are just going to move up on fire at will. Good. We should be able to win this fairly quickly. Enemy's got 1 line here. We're going to double shoot that. Take the artillery. We will hit the column in the back and use the infantry to kill the cavalry. And then this cavalry we're going to go chase with these units.
Volunteers.
There we go.
On my way.
So we fire at the infantry, got a nice front hit off. The enemy cavalry is actually shooting us with carbines. We're bombing the march column. We're going to shoot the cavalry, doing good. And then we're going to move up these troops on the right. And their cavalry is going in around for a little flank. They dismounted, actually. They ran up and dismounted. We're going to fire here. Take these guys out. Take them out.
Volunteers.
Where else do we want to go? Take those guys out. Move up and then shoot behind the cavalry.
State militia.
And I guess we can move up. And if they retreat, we're going to fire on them and move up so we cover their retreat. So let's see what they do. We're going to get a good hit off first. They're still firing at us with their carbine cavalry, but we got them from the forest. Artillery hit the enemy there. This unit's pretty weak. I think we might lose it. Enemy cavalry fired twice. They have breech loaders. We're running around each other. All right. A little skirmish happening on the right flank there. We're going to hit them once. And I might swivel my battery to hit the cavalry over there because they're causing problems. Oh, we actually won it already. We routed the enemy. They just didn't have enough. Yeah, that was the easy victory. That was good. There we go. I'm not going to intercept them at Manassas because I want to regain my troops. They're going to move back up. What do we want to do next? In 2 turns, we get the railroads. They've got forces building up on the left, which is a little scary. What do we actually have to hold this? Department of Pennsylvania. We could actually take the militia and remove... this is experience, so we can remove the breakable trait. So now they are no longer breakable militia, which is good. And we're just going to hold them at Harper's Ferry. These troops... We're not ready to go on to our own counterattack yet. We're going to move up the PA National Guard. And then what we're going to do is do a merge. Well, in 3 turns, a recruit happens. And 3 turns there. Okay, we're going to merge these guys after 3 turns. And should we take the DC National Guard and just... I guess we'll just move them, lump them into the Department of Virginia down there.
Yes, General.
And we'll just have these guys consolidate at Fort Monroe, and then we'll push up the peninsula and go for Richmond down there, too. I have enough influence left to keep doing upgrades. So I said before we were making 2,000, now we're making 2,600. So we're making a lot more money because of those upgrades. Let's see, Baltimore's already level 2. I think everything's level 2. Harper's Ferry I'm a little worried about losing. That's a lot of troops. Oh, that's going to be really tough to hold. I might fall back and consolidate these forces. And try to hold at Harper's Ferry. And then DC is just going to hold because we've got a fort there. So they can't do anything. So I think that's what we want to do. Martinsburg is upgraded. Baltimore would be a good upgrade next. And I don't know if we have enough. Oh, we do. We have just enough to do more upgrades. That's pretty good. Yeah, you want to get the upgrades in soon. And let's see what the enemy does next. They're bombing our fort. They're going to attack us at Harper's Ferry again, but with a much larger force. And it's going to be tough. All right, it's in the winter this time. Winter at Harper's Ferry. We're holding a frozen river crossing here against a large Confederate force. Luckily, we consolidated our forces together. We recovered a little bit. Remember last time there was only 1 company at full strength? Now at least we have 3 companies at full strength. I would just try to hold these 2 hills and let them come at us.
Volunteers.
So that is our plan here. And look, one of our militias doesn't even have the breakable trait anymore. But these guys do because they gained experience. So as you gain experience with your troops, they will gain additional traits that you can choose from, which is cool. We've got lots of artillery, which is awesome. Lots and lots of artillery.
Skirmish detachment. Yes.
Alrighty. Let's move forward.
State militia. Volunteers.
There we go.
It shall be done.
And we'll just fast forward through this initial part here.
Volunteers.
We're going to start getting set up on the hills. Artillery can kind of hold the center there with the infantry to support them.
State militia.
Get the artillery over there. Cavalry can start going through the forest, I suppose.
Volunteers.
Get the artillery up. I'm going to hold up. I'm going to hold that bridge. Make sure they can't cross it.
Volunteers.
Move up.
Of course, General.
Oh, they have a huge force going for the left there. They really want to take that bridge. So we got to form line immediately and try to hold that. Get the artillery moved up. Artillery's forming up there. I'm going to go and fire at will so we can fire on the cavalry if they decide to charge us. We're going to move up here.
Skirmish detachment.
I think we'll form line. There we go. I think this is a good formation we got here. Forming up. Yeah, enemy is getting right on that bridge. Look at them. They want to go right over. Technically, they can cross at any of the other points, but it will bog them down. So they're going to prioritize the bridge, but they can move across the frozen river anytime they want to. What happened, Cal? Uh-oh.
It was scary.
Okay.
It was scary as hell.
Okay. All right. I'll check it out soon. Okay. All right. Let's see here. The enemies on the bridge. We're gonna fire on them.
Volunteers.
Move on the side, and then just start all firing onto that bridge position. And they're all gonna get caught on the bridge. So that is the goal here. Oh, whoops.
Volunteers.
There we go. Get the artillery moved up. We're gonna dismount the cavalry and hold the frozen lake there. Artillery is formed up. We're gonna fire on them there. Form the new artillery, and we'll start making our own little ford over on the right. With reserve. Let's see what the enemy does. I'm curious how they handle the bridge over here. Front hit. They're just all getting stuck on this bridge. It's like a little traffic jam here, so we're gonna keep firing onto that. They're trying to get off, but we blocked. They thought they could move over where this unit is, but I blocked their movement. So their orders got thrown out, which is smart on us. Alrighty. And the enemies, other enemy troops are probably going to start going into the frozen river here. Oh, they took out my cavalry. Jeez. They just wiped that unit out. I guess it just didn't have much strength. Damn. Yeah, you can see they're making the crossing now, and they're trying to get everything across. We should be able to win this, though. We have a pretty good force. Thing is, these early victories are pretty easy to achieve, but the enemy is going to keep throwing more and more at us, so we just have to hold on as long as we can.
Volunteers.
That's the biggest thing.
Volunteers. 12-pounder howitzers.
It's just about longevity for us.
12-pounder Napoleon.
There we go. Let's see what happens here. What can they do? We're going to fire on them here. They're advancing on our right as well. Firing down other troops in the frozen river, hitting them on the bridge. If you guys are debating about a fire maneuver coming to console or mobile, the game's done. It's all finished. Development's done. It's not as easy as like drag and drop to make it a mobile game. So that just wouldn't be possible. The game is finished how it is. All right, let's see what the enemy does next. We're forming up. Let's get these guys in front to form up and use canister shot to fire down on the enemy on the right. And on the left, we'll take out the remaining troops on the bridge. That should be that. And then the artillery will provide support on the right. The artillery is really saving the day here because there's just so many batteries that can provide such good firepower. Move the Zouaves up, fire. Let's see what the enemy does. We're going to form our battery up. Let's fire down on them with canister shot. All their troops are running. We routed a whole regiment on the river. Took him out on the bridge, too. It's perfect. Taking him out on the right. Yeah, this is a slaughter. We're holding this river really well. This game will never come to console or mobile, just to clarify for you guys. It just won't. Yeah, the thing is with this battle is we had better firepower, better weaponry, more troops, and a defensive river position. So I don't think the AI ever had a chance here at taking this position. I think we did a very good job defending it. And just holding all the key positions. We didn't even really need to advance like we did there, but I think it's fine. Let's see what they do here. Knocking out the cavalry. They're just trying to get everything across to push the bridge, but... Oh, they managed to slip around. They found a little gap in my line. So at least they got around there, but we did some damage to them before they could. This artillery's dead. We knocked it out. Moving up on the frozen river. Let's see if they're going to hit me back. Yeah, they hit me back. All right. That's a little scary. We did hit them with the artillery, though, which is good. We do have the threat of the cavalry behind us. I might charge into it. So maybe I take... Which unit is this? Charge into that, and then the artillery finishes that off. Actually, you know what? Artillery will turn and hit their artillery. Fire down there. Good. Good. And we'll start entering the frozen river to try to rout them. So we should be able to knock this unit out. We're going to charge into their cavalry, knocked it out. Turn the artillery. We're going to fire onto that artillery. Did a pretty good job. Take the infantry, hit them in the river. They did knock out one of our regiments in the center. They did knock that unit out. Let's see. On the right, we are going to be moving over there. Forming up. Form line. We did lose a regiment in the center there. Fire down on them. Knock those guys out. Go and fire at will. Use the artillery to hit them from the side and start entering the river. And I think overall we're doing pretty good here. Cross the bridge. Link up. See what happens. So their artillery is going to do what? Who's he going to hit? They hit my artillery, so we've got a little artillery duel going on. They moved up to reinforce these regiments on the right. And I think they can still... I think they're in range. Yeah, they can shoot me if they wanted to. So they probably will. Yep. But we hit them with our artillery and got a side shot on them, so that's pretty good. And I think they're going to lose at the end of this turn. Let's see. They're going to lose next turn. Ready? 1, 2, 3... And they're going to get wiped out at the end of this turn. And they are gone. Pretty good. It's because we doubled up both of our armies for their attack. So we did very good there. We recovered a few guys. We need to get hospital policies. See how we have so few recovered, but they're recovering a lot of their troops? We need to get hospitals to heal our guys. That's because we're on hard mode, so the enemy automatically gets hospitals at the start. So they're able to recover troops, and we can't do it as well. They are bombing the hell out of DC right now. We have the Emancipation Proclamation. We can get political influence, but lose enthusiasm. Or gain enthusiasm, but lose political influence. I'd rather get the enthusiasm because we have enough influence. So let's spread the good news of the Emancipation. And we have a food shortage. We lose cash and 15% of our manpower or take attrition. I'd rather take the manpower loss because we still have 9,000 manpower, so I'd probably take that. And then how is DC? Oh gosh, they bombed the hell out of this. We need to start doing repairs. That's 1 repair. 2 repairs. See how it costs cash and manpower? That hurt a lot of our manpower to try to repair DC. We'll have to counterattack this later once these troops are a little more recovered. They have Mosby's Rangers and the Army of the Shenandoah. We'll need to do our own counterattack because if we just sit here and let the enemy keep throwing bodies at us, we're never going to make progress. So I might attack them at Winchester next with these 2 armies. And at DC, I'm a little scared here. They can do 2 more bombardments. We should be able to hold in time. Let's move these guys here. And we're going to merge. There. So we merge those units. We do have a reserve corps coming in 2 turns, which should be very good. And we've got some new recruits coming at DC in 2 turns as well. To hold hold Washington. And I think we'll charge forward and attack at Winchester with the Army of the Potomac. We can do upgrades too, so check this out. We gained experience. So we could do... Yeah, we get a lot of experience. What should we do here? Who would like to name our division? We've got this like elite division here. Does anybody want to give it a special name? We'll name our divisions after you guys. So if you want to give a suggestion, we'll name each division after you. Which one? I wanted to look at probably this one here. The Thrillers. Steel Division. That's cool. I'll go Steel Division. Turkey's Wisconsinites. Okay. There you go. Steel ball shooters. We already have a Steel Division. The Hell Regiment. Ohio Division. There you go. Alright, let's see what we want to upgrade him with. We'll give him range drill. And more range drill, I suppose. And then with these troops... Lincoln's Rangers. Cracked Division. And the Chad Division. Alright, there you go. So we could do, with these guys, we could give them maybe efficiency instead. We'll give these guys efficiency. And we'll give these guys... It'd be cool to give them, like, shock and melee drill to make them a melee unit. We'll give them shock. That'd be fun. The cracked divisional will be shocked. All right, let's take the Army of the Potomac. Should I merge? You know what? Let's merge it into the Army of the Potomac. That means we get rid of our divisions, but that's all right. I think we'll do that. There we go. We have the Turkeys, Wisconsinites, and Steel Division. There we go. And let's go attack at Winchester. Let's see what we can do. We've got to increase the casualties on them because they're getting away with so many troops left over. We are fighting at the plantation fields in Winchester here. In the fall, looks like we're in autumn. So let's get these troops formed up. And we've got range drill and shock. We've got some cool perks. So we were able to customize our troops with some unique abilities, which is fun. Got riflemen. We need to get more rifles as well.
Volunteers.
We've got rifle shooters, melee group there.
12-pounder howitzers.
And we've got some howitzers. We're going to get a lot of artillery on the right side of the hill. And then some troops there. And we got some militia.
On my way.
So let's see how much we can do. So the enemy's going to be playing a little more defensively because we're on the attack.
12-pounder Napoleon.
There we go.
Yes, yes. 12-pounder Napoleon. State militia.
Kind of forming up the lines.
Volunteers.
This is kind of like our shock force. So I'm going to put them in an attack column and then move the other troops up in front of them.
It shall be done.
Alrighty, so enemies formed up in the front. What's cool is we have efficiency, so you can move up and form line on the same turn, but I don't think we want to do that yet. We'll just do a slight advance.
State militia.
Something small. Start forming up.
Volunteers.
Attack columns I want to keep in the rear. I want to do a devastating charge later.
12-pounder howitzers.
We're going to get like artillery to shoot on the flanks there. And then this artillery can kind of follow behind. We should have put the howitzers on the left though, but so we'll see.
Yes, yes.
We'll fast forward through this because we're just moving up. They did bog down their cavalry over there. So we will want to knock that out as soon as we can. What this means, they're bogged down in the forest. That means they're going to be stuck. So we need to take advantage. Form line. We can't shoot because we're blocking ourselves with our own artillery. Unless we move them like that. Form line and shoot. Take these guys
Volunteers.
and shoot. Then form a new front line and shoot. And we're going to take that unit out. These guys we need to quickly form line because we're going to start taking losses.
Volunteers.
So we'll form a huge battle line.
State militia. Volunteers.
And then move these guys. You know what? Move them here in the front.
Yes, yes.
Alright, so we're going to move these guys out of the way. We did take that artillery hit. That's going to be pretty bad. We formed our artillery there, and we're going to fire into the forest. There we go. So got a nice suppression. And then these guys are going to walk up and take their turn shooting. Shot one. This is a new song as well, if you can hear it. We added the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Or no, this is... this is the Battle Hymn of the Republic, right? No, yeah, it is. It is. So that's a new song that we added with this update. I always get the marches mixed up. All right, we took out the cavalry. That was pretty good. They got more cavalry here at risk of charging us. So let's form up. And we need to do something about it. We'll get our, like, melee group moved over to the right. Form up our artillery and fire. We're going to move up with the militia.
State militia.
Move up and shoot. Move up and shoot. Move up and shoot. We're just going to get a whole firing line going. And that should be good. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, this is going to be rough. They're going to hit us. They've got breech loaders on their carbines. So they can just shoot us on horseback. They're going to hurt our artillery. We suppressed their artillery, which is good. Moved up our militia. We're firing at their battery. fire, and I think we'll get a side shot on this, right? Ready, fire. There we go. And then we'll get another side shot, but I think they're in cover with these worm fences. So we do a little less damage. Yeah, 2 damage. That's fine. And we will knock out the rest of their artillery with this shot. Ready, and fire. There we go. I took it out. And then we'll move the rest of the line up. Good. So we're doing well so far. Got to take out that cavalry. And I'll run up, and I will just charge it. There we go. Then we have to just have the whole firing line go off. We'll probably move him up and shoot. Move him and shoot. Have the cavalry or the artillery open to now shoot. Move these guys up. Fire. And let's move and shoot. That should be a pretty good set of orders. So let's see what their cavalry does. They hit me. They're taking out more of the battery. We're going to go up and charge that out. Ready, charge. Here it is. There we go. Frontal charge. Moving up. Hit them on the side. We're going to move over to allow the artillery to now fire and knock out their battery, I think. We got them on a side shot there. Artillery knocked out their battery. Perfect. And luckily, I believe we outnumbered them in this battle, which is very good. Got hit in the rear there. Oh, that's not good. These guys are taking a lot of casualties. And there are good guys. They have efficiency, so we got to get them out. Rescue them. Oh, no, they might kill me here. They swapped around, and they might shoot me. Oh, I think they didn't do it. They went back. Okay. How do I get these guys out of here? I guess I just fall back like this. And then form open order to reduce damage. Yeah, we'll see. Militia's getting hurt, so we're going to pull them back and then fire with the artillery. Move this militia up and shoot there. Fire with the rifles. Fire with our rifles. Keep moving up, and then we'll knock these guys out. 12-pounder Napoleon is not in range, which is a shame. Nor is that one. So we'll limber that one up. And let's see what happens here. We're going to fall back. Is he going to chase me? No, he's retreating, actually, to regain his own cohesion. Okay. So we're both falling back. Oh, crap. Yeah, he's going to finish me off. Ah, oh, my efficient infantry. Are they going to get killed? Ah. Oh, that's sad. All right, well, at least we're winning in the center. We took over the cornfields as well. We should be able to get a rear shot for revenge here. Because they kind of exposed themselves. Yeah, we got a back hit. All right. All right, let's see here. We're going to fire with them. Fire with the artillery. Hit these guys. Hit them again. Move up. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Just some skirmishing now. I think we're just cleaning them up. Wasn't the route going to kill them anyways? Yeah, I think it was. I think the route would have killed them anyways, because they're militia. There we go. It's good in these early battles that we're outnumbering the enemy, because the AI is going to start snowballing troops as it begins its own recruitment. Right now we're facing the enemy starter armies, so we just have to wipe these out as quickly as we can before the enemy brings in the big armies, which are going to be feeding in through the whole campaign. And we got to start building up our own armies soon, because we just don't have a lot right now. Pretty much just working with the Army of the Potomac. I'll move up and turn so I can get a good shot off. And I believe that's the Stonewall Brigade, so they're going to have some good damage on me. And I have a lot of reserves back here. I just don't feel like moving them up, honestly. So I think I can kill the rest of them on my own. We lost another militia. Yeah, we lost another militia unit there. Alright, they're at 25%, so any kills we get wipes them out. So we have to do as much damage as we can in this turn. So we're going to shoot, then move up and shoot. Move up and shoot. And actually, how do we want to do that? Move up and fire. Then move these guys up and fire. Turn these guys and fire. Then move up and shoot. They can't do anything. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oh, they hurt our militia pretty bad with the rifles. We should get 2 good shots on them, though. There we go. And we should be able to hit this guy twice. Once with the infantry, and then once with the artillery, but I think that's not really going to do any damage. Yeah, it didn't do much. We still won, but we should have done better. Hey, Scout Trooper, thank you for the 25 Mexican pesos. Is that what that is? Will I ever add Sweden and Norway? I was going to, but development has ended, so I don't think that there's a good chance of that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah, they're recovering so many troops because of the hospitals, so we need to get our own hospitals. At least we pushed them back, though. We forced that ground, and we can probably take Front Royal afterwards. And let's use our remaining money to just get some rifles in here. Okay, and then we can upgrade these guys with shock. Upgrade these guys with maybe efficiency. There we go. So we're kind of outfitting an elite army. I think our reserves are almost here, too. In 2 turns, reserves are coming in. And did I repair with both of these units? Let's see. I did. Clara Barton, minus 5% attrition. Yeah, I probably want that. And I get the established field hospitals, so I get my hospitals finally through an event. Enthusiasm or increases recruitment time? I definitely want the lack of enthusiasm. And what's our fort at? Fort is getting bombarded all the way down. Let's keep repairing. Is the enemy recruiting too? This army looks bigger than the last time I saw it. Yeah, they're getting strong because they're recruiting. All right, we got our railroads finally. I'm going to get even better railroads. And we also got the field hospitals. Minus 20% fatal casualties, minus 10% attrition, but a lot more in army maintenance. So my costs went up. Now we can recruit faster. So we are going to get the Iron Brigade in. Not enough manpower. Oh, crap. Because we did a little offensive. Request reserves. Can we get the Iron Brigade in? We can. We might need to just fall back. Ah, that sucks to give that ground up. Well, let's hold for a counterattack. That's okay. And Manassas, we're just holding there. We just need a lot of manpower. We don't have enough. What could I do for more manpower? We need to upgrade objectives. Okay, we're upgrading that. That's good. If we just keep upgrading these objectives in the back, we're going to get more manpower and just keep stacking up more and more. So that is the goal. Let's get more funds. And with those funds, if we need to defend DC, I'd like to give these guys rifles. Yeah. And eventually we will make that attack in Fort Monroe, but we need more manpower. How much do we gain per turn? About 2,000. Okay. Not very much. So we're being counterattacked at Winchester. I might fall back so I can wait for my recruits and then counterattack it later. Yeah, we definitely need the manpower. We just don't have enough. We'll get another Iron Brigade in. 71 manpower. We definitely need more reserves. We just have to keep requesting reserves. Running propaganda should also cost 1,000 cash. I don't have enough for that. Yeah. We'll go defend Harper's Ferry. We have a full army. They're fully replenished. That Iron Brigade's going to come in soon. That will really help us. And I also think we got the Reserve Corps. Where are they? Anybody see? Oh, I think they're... Oh, nice. Look at that. Huge Reserve Corps just arrived in Baltimore. And we can drive the Confederates back in Manassas. We're going to call this the Army of... what river? If this is the Army of the Potomac, what river... Technically, this river is Bull Run at Manassas. What is a river we can name these guys after? We could call them the Army of the Chesapeake. Because that's where they're kind of located. I think that's a good name for them. So that's our Army of the Chesapeake. We got plenty of money. We just need more reserves. We're going to keep saving reserves. And I can't recruit anybody else. These regiments are very big. But that is good to have the Army of the Chesapeake. And now that we have the railroads in 3 turns, we can actually move faster on these railroads. And then we can start researching doctrine, which will increase the provincial range of all supply as well. So that'd be good. What else do we need? I can spend a little bit on rifles if we need more. Let's get one more. So we're fully armed with rifles besides the Zouaves there. And in 3 turns, we get the Iron Brigade. And I will counterattack at Manassas with the Army of the Chesapeake. Oh, gosh. Okay, they broke through the walls at Washington. Okay, this is going to be the final battle before I go tonight. Here's the situation. Huge army is going to attack Washington. I bring in the Army of the Chesapeake. That army is going to come in on the 2nd day of battle. We have to stall until we get to day 2. We have barely any forces. We have to stall until we get to day 2. So we're going to be running around the map, stalling our ass off until our reinforcements arrive. We do have a fort at DC. We have 4 militia holding off the giant Confederate horde, and we have to wait for reinforcements to arrive. So I think we should just hold. Here's what we should do. Do we hold this 1 fort line with the trench? No, I say put everybody in the back and hold the big fort, hold the big star fort. So we're gonna go through the city. And this is kind of like this is the Potomac River right outside DC. So we're just gonna hold this fort and see what we can do. Do you see this day on the right side here? When this gets to the end, it's gonna go to day 2, and that's when we get the reinforcements. So we have to stall until we can get the reinforcements. This is gonna be tough. So we are gonna hold to the death. Oh gosh. I'm gonna send 1 militia out to kind of go somewhere else in case we lose the fort. I'll send these guys in the back. And I'll form line in the fort. This is gonna be tough. Thank you for the 10 Hong Kong dollars. Is that it? Will there be Navy units coming out as support? I don't think so, unfortunately. I was saying earlier in the stream that the game is finished with development, so I don't think so. All right, we can fire down onto them. I can also move up and just take a shot and then run back in the fort. We're going to keep these guys in column in case we need to run away. And if we just keep running away and leading the Confederate force, we can keep trying to get this day further. Oh gosh, this is going to be really tough. Their artillery is moving right up to point blank. Okay, at least we got the artillery shot. Oh, we're going to exchange volleys, aren't we? We hit them. Are they going to hit us? This is dangerous. Yeah, I don't think we can play around. We basically need to just run around the map and stall until we can get to day 2. So we immediately fall back and fire. Shoot at them. We're going to hold the trench. Form up there. We're going to fall back. That's good. We should dodge the fire. Unless they hit us. Look at that, fortified, so we didn't take the hit. So we're fortified. We're not taking the damage. Cavalry's flanking around. We got to hide people in this fort so we don't get outflanked. Oh, gosh. See that health bar went down? They fired at it with artillery, so the fort is getting bombarded. All right, what is the enemy going to do? They're now in my trench as well. All right, form line and fire. Fire, fire, form line and fire. We're about halfway through the day already, which is good. Oh, they are charging me? Oh, no. Okay, we just got to hold. That's dangerous. We're firing back and forth. They are not able to do any damage to us. They're going to run around and start charging us. That's the worry. Thank you for the $25 in Mexican pesos. I would like you to speak about the Mexican army. Yeah, maybe one day we can do like evolution of Mexican uniforms. That could be kind of cool. All right, what's the enemy going to do next? They took the other fort over. We're now officially at the halfway point. This unit is getting killed in this melee. I'd fall back, turn, and shoot. Maybe spin these guys around and shoot to get them out of the fort. That's tough. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do any damage because they don't take damage in forts. So we're just going to keep shooting the enemy who's in front of us and then fall back. Falling back. They're firing at us. Luckily, we're fortified. Should be able to get a side shot on them. Oh man, this is rough. They're going to hit us in the back with the breech loading carbines as well. That's tough. We're at 88%. And the bulk of the army is still coming. Should we fall? Maybe we should start pulling out of the fort and start holding this river, the pontoon. These guys are just going to die. They're going to die because they lose 1 HP per turn. Yeah, that's... I'd probably just charge, shoot, form the reserve, shoot with them, and pull back. Let's see what happens. So we're just going to charge forward to do as much damage as we can. Alright, at least we got 1 HP down. We lost one of our militia units. We hit them in the back. Oh, they were trying to charge in. Did they get the charge off? They do not. That's good. Oh, man, they're surrounding me from all sides right now. This is not good. They're taking the fort. I need to, like, pull back out of here. Because we need to stall more. I'm going to keep pulling back. Yeah, this is rough. I just really hope they don't charge me. Oh, they cut off our retreat. Oh, no way. Oh, man. And they're firing at us. They've got the rear. We're at 3/4 of the way through this day. I don't even know where to go. I have nowhere to escape to. We can pull back here and shoot the cavalry. Pull out of the fort and fire. Pull out of the fort and fire again. And let's see what they do. Please do not charge us. Oh, they're going to shoot. Okay. We're pulling back. They shot again. Damn. We're 75% losses. We just need to get out. Oh, no. They're really tightening the noose here. I don't know if we're going to get to the next day. We need the reinforcements. What the hell do I do? Pull back. Fire. Charge. Wait, not charge yet. Fire with them. No. Charge. Pull back. Alright, let's see what happens here. I'm gonna shoot, or I'm gonna pull back here. So hopefully they miss. There we go. We're gonna fire onto that cavalry. Okay, we got a front hit. That's good. We're gonna charge into them. Perfect. They've only got 2 hit points left. We're gonna cover our retreat. They tried to dismount. Okay. Oh my gosh. They have so many reinforcements coming in. Okay, they only have 1 HP left. We have 50%. I'm gonna get in columns and start getting across this bridge. We gotta start falling back past the pontoon bridge. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. This might be it, like, on this turn. It's getting late. You can see the evening going down. We just need to stall to the next day. I have no idea if we're actually going to be able to hold this or not. Just going to keep falling back. We got 1 unit in a column. Columns are good because we can fall them back. I really don't know if we'll hold this. Okay. Fall them back. Get these guys into reserve. Form these guys into a column. We're at 42%. Yeah, I guess that works. We got 1 guy fed across the bridge. He gets to go. Okay. You can see it's getting really dark now. Go into the reserve line. Front line is going to... Uh-oh. Okay. All right, good. They went to our previous location. That's good. We got into a march column. We're just trying to get everybody out. I think we'll make... That guy's going to die. We're at 33%. All right, we got out. We got out. So we're going to follow this guy back. We got over the river. Oh, thank God. Look at this, man. Look at all this. I think we made it alive. We barely just made it out. And the Confederates captured the fort. And we got out. There we go. So the next goal is follow these guys back until we can hide. You can see the little lights turning on at night as well. Alright, I think we survived the day. That was... I did not think we would actually get out, honestly.
Riding out.
Okay, that's it. Second day. Look at all the reinforcements that arrived. There we go.
To us.
Second day of battle. Battle of Washington, D.C. Here's our second wave.
Militia. Volunteer.
Reinforcements are here.
Irish Brigade.
I don't know how we held that. I think I'm just going to hold this corner this time. I'm going to hold this fort.
Yes, General.
Okay, and that's the army they're deploying with. So we're going to hold the trench. Let's get into our trench lines.
Irish Brigade.
Good. We're going to hold the fort. Move forward.
Skirmish detachment.
We have a skirmish detachment. We'll put them in the forest. Move these guys into the fort.
Volunteers.
Now we can win this. And this is the state militia who's defending DC.
Riding out.
I don't know how we survived that. That was very close. Forming line.
Volunteers. State militia.
Good.
Yes, General.
And if you'd like to join our Discord for the upcoming event and learn how the game works, you can join our Discord server here.
Iron Brigade.
So we're going to start putting out some fire.
Volunteers.
Put the skirmishers in the forest with the rifles.
Irish Brigade.
I think we got this.
Riding out.
Just going to hold this river line here.
Volunteers.
Fire on them. Fire at will.
Irish Brigade.
I think everybody's on fire at will. I'm just going to hold my line.
Of course, General.
Wait for them to advance. Oh, man, that unit just got torn apart. He is gone. All right, the skirmishers in the forest got wiped out. That's all right, though.
Volunteers.
Up front, kill him. Okay.
Of course, General.
Again, I just want to wait for them to advance. I don't want to risk my position. They do have a lot of rifles, though, so we do need to fire back and forth.
Dispatching your orders.
We're just exchanging fire right now. We're going to reserve swap. Actually, I'll fire once, then swap reserves. Fire a second time.
State militia.
Then we'll fire on these guys, form the new front line, and fire on them. Kind of filter our guys down.
Riding out.
Nice. Fire one more time. We're holding the hill pretty well. Their assault on the left part of the hill failed.
Volunteers. Iron Brigade. Yes,
Good.
General.
Oh, they tried to retreat, but we got them. They're dead. They've got a unit here. I'm going to fall these guys back to regain cohesion, pull the militia up to hold the line, and fire on them on the flank. I got to pull these guys out of the river, too. Move up there. Move the cavalry up and shoot. Let's see how that does. So we're going to pull them back. Go forward, exchange some volleys. Okay, we're going to fire them, fire on them. I'll pull the Irish Brigade back, fire into the river, fire into the river, and fire into the river. Pull these guys back. I've got reinforcements in column as well. Nobody's flanking, right? Yeah, good. And we'll start filtering these guys over to the side.
Of course, General.
We got them. These are the Louisiana Tigers. We wiped that brigade out. It's good. Going back onto the hill. This brigade's a little weak. It did get hit by the rifle. That sucks. Our Zouaves here. Luckily, we have the field hospitals, though, so we're going to reduce casualties taken. Got some good shots off. All right, let's see here. Fire, move up, and shoot. I'm going to move these guys up. And now we have to just rout the enemy. I think we're going to do a full advance and try to rout them.
State militia.
Good.
Yes, General.
We'll speed through it. I think I can wipe them out. I don't think they have enough to continue the assault. Our reinforcements are very high-quality troops, so we're able to overwhelm them.
Volunteer cavalry.
We'll move them this way.
State
Get
militia.
these guys over the bridge.
It shall be done.
Yeah, we got them. We wiped them out. Very good. They're at 44%.
Volunteers.
Let's move up and shoot, and then move to the side and shoot, and then move back here and shoot. These guys need to move up, fire.
Volunteer cavalry.
We'll just fire down the line.
Yes, yes.
Very good. They're at 38%.
Iron Brigade.
Fire on them. Fire here, here. Shoot them in the back. Form line and fire. Good.
Volunteer.
And then the cavalry can move up and just fire, I suppose. Nothing wrong with that.
Horse general.
There we go. They're at 26%. We just gotta get 1 more percent over.
State militia.
Shoot these guys. I think we could just wipe out the whole army with the rest of this turn. Alright, so let's try to do that systematically. Move him up, shoot the artillery in the rear. Kill the rest of this infantry. Fire on the artillery. Fire again, and that artillery's gone. Then the cavalry here, we turn and shoot. Turn and shoot. Turn and shoot. And what do they have left after that? Nothing. So that will bring them down to 0%.
Riding out.
Let's try to get a full wipeout. Ready? Gonna move up. We're gonna take out the artillery. Good shot. Gonna take out the infantry. Good shot. Artillery's wiped out. They're down to 20%. And now we should be able to wipe out the cavalry with the rest of this turn. Let's see. We're gonna turn. Hit them right in the rear. 16%. And they're wiped out. It says 16, but it's really 0%. Yeah. We got him. There we go, we got him. Did my server stuff get fixed? If you mean from the time I was hacked a long time ago, yes, that all got resolved. All right, so they sustained quite a lot of casualties. I think we did very well. We both notice we both recovered like 10,000 men. They recovered 14,000 because we both have the hospital policies now. So yeah, that was good. Good fight. We took more casualties just because all of our militia was getting wiped out. And we do have this battle. Can we save in the middle of the battle? I think we'll save here. We'll go Harper's Ferry. And we are now saved. The next stream we can open up with Harper's Ferry, and I think we're ready to start counterattacking. They've got 2 armies in the west, 2 armies here. We've got the railroad, so we can start building up at Fort Monroe, and then pushing out from DC and out from the valley and start pushing them down. It's just manpower right now that we're low on. We're very low on manpower. We've got to find some good ways to earn more. So yeah, I saved the game, and we should be able to quit here. If you'd like a link to the game, I will provide a link. A positive review is also appreciated. There you go. We've got 2 expansions out, and I think a sale will start soon. I think there will be a sale pretty soon. I have to check on when that is, though. You know, it might be a few months, though. I have to check. You said it's free. It was free during the early access phase. I think we gave over... How many? I think we gave over 250,000 copies for free. And then I think we sold like 1,000 copies. So most of the copies went out for free, and anybody who did download the game for free keeps it. So for the vast majority of players, they got to get it for free. The game will not be coming on Mac, unfortunately, but it is available for PC. All right, that is that. I will see you guys later. Thank you for joining me. And I'll stream again, I think, next week. Alrighty.